What's up, guys? Welcome to the final round of the Output Racing League for Season 4 2018. We are here at Chicagoland Speedway, and the action is just starting to warm up on track. Now we've got a couple of new faces in the race again today, and some big names as well. But so far, right now, we're all focused on the battle between Steve in the 13 and Tommy Bordeaux in the 57. As we can see, Tommy Bordeaux there, the third fastest car on track at the moment with a 30.8. Right now, Steve is the top time in the totem pole with a 30.706. Tommy actually tied for Jaren's time. They both did a 30.8 flat. But yeah, we've got some big names in the race today. One of them being the 27 of John Theodore. So we'll be interested to see how he goes today. So far, he's currently in P10 with a 31.056. In fact, nope, sorry, made that P9 because my time doesn't count. As we saw the two of Mark Pentecoff there going off the track and into the weeds. Got Jaren Sanchez coming out on track in his new look Output Racing League Aussie Sim commentator car. We've also got his Twitch on the back, so if you want to go follow our league owner and operator on Twitch, then it's twitch.tv/Jaren_S. So it should be a good day today. So far we've got 14 cars on track. Looks like we've got 19 registered for the session. So we're going to go have a quick look at John in the Think Before You Send It number 27 car with the John Thinker emote plastered all over it. A nice looking car. We've also got Matt Burgess up there in the time so far. He's in P4 with a 30.817. Times are getting harder and harder to come by. But for the moment right now, I'm going to go out and show you guys how to run this track. From my perspective anyway. Now, this track does change a lot. Earlier on in this run for practice, the low line was very key to running. You could absolutely throw it down there and the car would stick, but now the car's not sticking so much. You've got to be a little bit more gentle on it. And the track will change like that throughout the race. Flat pit exit there. Couldn't quite get it into fourth. On your quali lap, you want to run this high line here so you can get the momentum up to take the green flag. Have as much speed as you can going to it. Using all the apron for a fast lap. Not that I could do one of them. Deep into the corner, you don't want to be off the gas for too long. I probably wasn't off it for long enough. Getting into the wall there on the exit of turn 2. Again and forward, just a little bit of a lift. Hug that low line, drift it up high, then come back down for the apron. That's how one would do a fast lap, but not me because I'm not fast. As we see the race progress, we'll probably see guys taking higher and higher lines until maybe possibly the Larson line will come into effect. If that does happen, it will be very interesting to see how the cars can conduct themselves. Right now the racing line would be just above the white line along the inside of the track. And I was making headway a little bit earlier in this practice session, running this high line right here. As we go around Brandon Bennett as he's coming out of the pits. So we'll do one more lap around, and then I'll show you how I at least try and get into the pits. Again, with this being such a flat apron, it is going to be difficult to get slowed up in time for a green flag stop. Got to really pick your place. As we go around league owner and operator Jaron Sanchez. So you want to make sure you're really low on the track. I drifted up a bit there. If I was racing, I'd probably have bought my attempt. Oh, I sped into the pits. As you can see, it is very difficult to get slowed up in time for the pit lane there. As we got followed into the pits there by Jaron. Alright, we're back out on track now. We're still looking at Matt Burgess, who's still in fourth. His last lap was a 31.651. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to improve on that at all. As we see there, John Theodore's starting to come out of the pits to take another crack at improving his time. He has improved to a 31.021, but that's still a fair way off the pace of our leaders at the moment. Alrighty guys, I'm going to take this time now to introduce our commentating partner. He's been with us the whole season and we're glad to have him back again. Brogan Pickett Norris, welcome.
Damn it, Derek, I followed you into the wall. Evening everyone.
And how are you doing this week, mate?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Just excited about tomorrow, you know. Last day of work for the year and get a 3-week holiday.
Nice, man. Very nice. It's always good when you can get a bit of a holiday going. As we can see, John Theodore going through the grass at this time. It doesn't look like he could improve on his time, but he got close. So we see Jaron Sanchez coming out onto the track now. Getting right up close to those walls. Looks like at the moment we actually have 22 cars registered for this race. You take off 2 for me and Brogan because we are just commentating. So that makes a field of 20, which is one of the biggest fields that we've seen for this season. So far in the standings, we've got Steve Turner on top, Jaron Sanchez is still P2, Tommy Bordeaux 3, Matt Burgess is in 4th, we've got Travis Massier in the 17 in 5th, the 7 of Dalton Cowden's currently 6th, the 38 of Thomas Harmon is currently in 7th, the 20 of Justin Botello is in 8th, Gerald West is 9th, John Theodore is currently 10th, Derek A. Myers is 11th, Logan Lansford is 12th, Brandon Bennett is 13th, Jay Shullington is currently 14th, Brian Beach is 15th, Randy Baker is 16th, and Mark Pentecoff currently 17th out of the 20 cars who have laid down a lap. Well, out of 20 cars who are registered for the session. Speaking of Mark Pentecoff, there he is, spinning down onto the grass there. Looks like he got pit exit a little bit wrong. As we're now looking at the 9 car of Randy Baker. Had a good little battle with Randy earlier in the practice session. He was running the low line and I was running the high line around him. And right behind him is the 3 of Jay Shallington. We see the 41 and the 12 going at it. That's Brendan Bennett and Matt Burgess. Matt is currently 4th and Brandon is currently 14th. They've got the 18 there of Brian Beach. Almost getting into the wall coming off of turn 4. He'll be one to watch. He was on pace last week in his debut race. Just had a little bit of bad luck and fell down to the back of the pack. Right in front of Brian is John A. Theodore in the 27 Think Before You Send It car. John is still currently in 10th position, but he's 31.021. Looks like we've got Thomas Harmon coming up towards the back of the 2 of Mark Pentecoff as well. And Jaron is catching up to... Oh, that overlay is in the wrong spot. I missed it. See Thomas Harmon there is now all by himself on the track. Still behind Mark Pentecoff though. See Brian Beach getting a little bit loose there. Now we have 20 cars, or 19 cars that have laid a lap. We've got one floating around somewhere who hasn't laid down a lap yet. As we can see here, there's going to be a lot of great racing on today. See the 41 having a little bit of fun there with John in the 27. Goes around the outside, can he hold it? Not quite, and now he makes that move stick. Alrighty guys, for the next little bit I'm just going to set iRacing onto focus on crashes, and we're just going to go where the camera takes us. And that puts us on the 22. There'll be a lot of jumping all over the place with this camera angle. As we see the 28 car out on track of Dustin German, or Dustin German. Looks like another new guy to the league this week. And he's behind the other newbie in John Theodore. John will be looking for a good result. Had a shocking race in his last league race in the DRL. Finished 14th. And Steve Turner is also a championship contender in that series as well. As we've got about 20 laps left here in practice, or 10.5 minutes. Be interesting to see how everyone starts handling themselves. With 10 minutes to go, everyone starts doing qualifying runs of sorts. As you can see now, the 21 car, but that's very gone. That was Derek A. Myers. You see the 22 and the 41 battling it out hard here. That's Brennan Bennett and Brian Stones. Brian was suffering with a couple of blinking issues earlier on in the practice session. Looks like he's gotten that sorted out now. As we're looking back at Derek with Thomas Harmon right behind him. Chris, these are fixed setups, mate. And this is the last race of Season 2 here at Chicagoland. And next season, which will start up mid-January, we're going to be going to the C Trucks. And I hear whispers that there may be a dirt race involved in next season. So that'll be interesting. And if anyone wants any information on the league or would like to sign up for the league, then go to outputracing.com. Now we've got 8.5 minutes left in this session. Looks like Steve is not going to be getting dethroned anytime soon. Mark Pentecup there on screen, still down in 20th place with a 31.326. Thomas Harmon in front of him has moved his way up into 8th with a 30.936 as he goes around the inside of John A. Theodore, who looks like he's just about to start a hot lap. And John Powers around the outside, looking to improve on his 10th position. And everyone is doing qualifying runs now. Don't forget, guys, you can catch this broadcast in replay form on my Twitch stream tomorrow at twitch.tv/CoreyHasNoLife13. Or you can just watch it back on the YouTube channel here if you don't want to wait that long. You saw the 22 there, Brian Stone's going around the inside of Mark in the 2 car. Currently 18th and 19th in the standings for times. But let's see if anyone can knock off Steve from the top spot. It's not looking very likely. Everyone's looking like they've slowed down as this session has progressed. We see Thomas Harmon's coming back out onto the track. We've also got Logan Lansford on track, John Theodore's on track, Brian Beach, Brandon Bennett and Jay Shellington also on track. We'll probably start seeing some guys doing some burnouts in the pits soon as well.
Wouldn't be a race without a burnout in the pits.
So we should be focusing on Jaron and Steve because they are generally the main protagonists of the burnouts. Doesn't look like either of them are doing it as of yet.
What a shame, what a shame.
We go and quickly have a look at Brandon Bennett, who is currently down in the 15th position. His last lap was a 32.190. Still no action from them. Now we're going to go to Justin Botello, currently down in 12th. And Thomas Harmon's moved himself up in the standings a little bit, up into P7 with a 30.890. As we look at Justin, he's moved himself up into P5 with a 30.831. And then he goes and immediately blows up his engine because he's happy with that result.
And Justin Bowe has gone up to 5th place with a 30.831.
That's what I just said.
Damn it. I thought you were talking about Brian.
No, Brian's down in 16th with a 31.100. That actually moves him up from 19th to 15th. Still doesn't look like we've got any burnouts in action just yet. Oh, Justin might be fast, but he's also a little bit reckless. Last week he was in a great position to get the win on debut, but unfortunately he went and mucked it up. As we go and have a look at John Theodore now, one of only 3 cars on track. He's doing a hot lap to see if he can improve his position from 12th. His current fast time is a 30.924. And he has indeed moved himself up into P4 with a 30.805. Now that is a big jump in position there for John Theodore. But he's still one entire tenth off of the top time set by Steve Turner. We've still got no burnout action from our usual protagonists.
But it looks like some have been done. Some in the way of donuts.
Well, we're going to go back out and have a look at John Theodore now. In fact, we're going to watch this from his gyro cam. It's one of the loudest camera angles we got. As he comes around to do another qualifying dry run with a minute and a half left in the session. A nice low line there, comes up close to the wall, just without touching it. And he crosses the line with a 31.066, so he does not improve on his time there. Still don't see Jaron or Steve doing a burnout, which is a little bit sad to see. Alright, we're going to set to crashes for this last 30 seconds of this session. And then we're going to go for a short break while everyone goes to qualify. We see Thomas Harmon on screen doing his final qualifying run. Thomas crosses the line with a 31.069, which is not good enough to improve his position, as we also got the 31 of Logan Lansford spinning through the grass. Alrighty guys, we're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, we will be gridding up for the race, so make sure you stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. We're just going to cut this promo video a little bit short. It's time to go racing. Got Derek A. Myers off the pole with a 30.813. In P2, we got Gerald West with a 30.828. P3 is going to be Steve Turner in the 13 car. P4 is the 17 of Travis Massier. P5 is going to be the 57 of Tommy Bordeaux. P6 is going to be the 18 of Brian Beach. P7 will be the 31 car of Logan Lansford. P8 will be the 27 of John Theodore. P9 is going to be the 20 car of Justin Botello, and 10th position will be the 4 of Jan Sanchez. In P11 we're going to have the 22 of Brian Stones. P12 is the 41 of Brandon Bennett. P13 will be the 9 of Randy Baker. P14 will be the 12 of Matt Burgess. 15th will see Mark Pentecoff in the 2 car, and right on his outside is going to be the 3 of Jay Shallington. P17 will be Thomas Harmon, and on his outside will be Dustin German in the 28 car. We've got Dalton Cowden, who hasn't actually gridded yet, coming out of 19th, and Charles Becker is going to be out of 20th. As we start to roll off the grid now, it's time to get ready to start this final round of the second season of the Output Racing League.
Who out there is excited? I know we both are in the booth.
Looks like we're going to have non-starts by Dalton and by Charles. So we're going to have a field of 18 to take the green flag, but out of the 22 cars, including the 2 did-not starters and us 2 commentators, the strength of field is a 2183. First start is on green. All restarts after that will be on the leader as the pace car goes in, and we get ready to start this final round of the race. And we are off and racing. Great start there by the 21 of Derek Myers, with Gerald West quickly slotting into that second position. And we have a caution already on the racetrack. Oh, that looked like Brian Stones in the back there getting spun. Oh, there's a whole big check up there behind Steve. And that led to that caution coming out. Mark Pentecoff just hooked Brian and they both went for a ride. That is unfortunate for both those drivers. I was going to see Derek Myers there riding the clutch. No engine noise coming out of that car as he catches up to the back of the pace car. So a little bit of drama already to start this final race of the season. Now the question is anyone going to pit? Yeah, I definitely saw that, Chris. Someone wasn't expecting the green flag to come out that quickly, and it checked up that entire inside line. Looks like we had 4 cars hit the pit lane, including the 31 of Logan Lansford, the 20 of Justin Botello, the 2 of Mark Pentecoff, and the 22 of Brian Stones there. So right now the race positions is currently mostly unchanged. Derek A. Myers is still in front, Gerald West is in second, Travis Massier third, Brian Beach is fourth, John Theodore's in fifth, Jaron Sanchez in sixth, Steve Turner's in seventh, Brandon Bennett just went to the pits, so that's going to promote Tommy Bordeaux up into eighth, Thomas Harmon ninth, and Matt Burgess will wrap up your top 10. Randy Baker is currently in 13th, Dustin German will be 14th, Logan Lansford 15th, and Mark Pentecoff in 16th. And we've just had news trickle through that Steve Turner started in the wrong gear. Started in 4th gear instead of 2nd gear, and that's what caused that big checkup.
You usually don't get mistakes from a guy like Steve Turner like that.
No, definitely not. Steve is usually one of the guys that is right on it every single time. So to see a small mistake like that just goes to show that the pressure might be getting to him. I mean, he's still mathematically in with a chance of winning this race as long as he can, you know, stay well ahead of Tommy. Like, if Tommy crashes out of the race right now and Steve wins and gets the most laps led, then Steve will probably win the title, but that's just the mathematics side of it.
But the top 3 are actually behind each other, as I can see on our standings board.
Well, the lights are out on the safety car, and we're going to start getting back into double Indian file to restart this race. Derek A. Myers off the front with Gerald West, Brian Beach in 3rd, Travis Massier 4th, John Theodore up into 5th, Jaron Sanchez 6th, Steve Turner 7th, Tommy Bordeaux 8th, Thomas Harmon 9th, Matt Burgess in 10th, Randy Baker 11th, Dustin German 12th, Logan Lansford 13th, Mark Pentecoff 14th, Justin Botello 15th, Brandon Bennett 16th, Jay Shallington 17th, and Brian Stones is restarting off the back in 18th position. So let's hope everyone is going to be restarting in the correct gear now. As the pace car pulls into the infield, this restart will be on the leader. But it goes on green, and we are back underway for the final round of the Output Racing League here from Chicagoland Speedway. Great jump by the leader, Derek Myers. Gerald West done really well to squeeze into 2nd position right in front of the 17 of Travis Massier there. Looks like John has managed to hold on to 5th place. In fact, he makes it past Brian Beach into 4th there. He's got a big gaggle of cars, 3 wide behind him. Oh, and Steve's been tapped by Jaron. And that's caused a big checkup. We've got a spin behind. The 18 just got spun. That was all caused by Jaron getting into the back of Steve. As I have rewound this too far now. As we can see here, coming out turn 4, Jaron's got to run up high. Go 3 wide with the 18, the 4 and the 38. Looks like Jaron accidentally went a little bit deep, and the 57 was the one who caught the 18 in the quarter panel there. Oh, Justin Botello absolutely punted the back of Brian, and that's what finally sent him around there. The 2 very quick cautions there, and a lot of damaged machinery. It looks like we've also got a change in the lead, and everyone's pitting except for the leader. So we've got 4 cars that have stayed out, and that's Derek Myers, Travis Massier, Logan Lansford and Brandon Bennett. Everyone else is taking the advantage of this caution flag period to go for a pit stop, led by Gerald West, who was in P2 at the time of the caution. We'll wait for everyone to cross the start-finish line so we can get an updated order of where everyone is on the track. As Logan Lansford and Brandon Bennett both pull away into the pits there. So we're going to have Derek Myers off the front. Travis Massier is going to be restarting P2. John Theodore is going to be restarting from 3rd. Steve Turner in 4th. Gerald West in 5th. Matt Burgess is going to be restarting from 6th. Justin Botello is going to be restarting from 7th. Thomas Harmon 8th. Tommy Bordeaux's 9th, Randy Baker 10th, Mark Pentecoff 11th, Jaron Sanchez 12th, Jay Shallington 13th, and Brian Beach is going to be restarting from 14th. Logan Lansford 15th, and Brandon Bennett's going to be 16th. Dustin German will be restarting 17th, and Brian Stones will be restarting from 18th. So it looks like Justin Bowe has just used his fast repair on that pit stop after that heavy front end impact that he just had. As the lights are out on the pace car, we're going to go back to green, this time by... What else can this race throw at us? I think we're going to be watching this restart from the chopper cam to see how our front of our pack get along. And we are off and racing again. John Theodore got an amazing start there from third position. He is going to take second place away from the 17 of Travis Massier. Derek gets out to a big jump again in that first position. So we're going to have a look back in the pack a little bit at the 4 of Jaron Sanchez, who restarted from 11th, currently behind the 18 of Brian Beach. So Jaron's losing a lot of time there. We're going to go back to our leader in the 21. And it looks like we have finally completed one full lap without incident. And John is now starting to hound the back of Derek Myers. At the moment, our biggest mover and shaker of the race is Thomas Harmon. Started from 17th, currently up into the 6th position, making a gain of 11 spots. Looks like we're also starting to get a battle there for 3rd and 4th, as Steve has now made his way up into the 3rd position there. Looks like Travis Massier is starting to drop like a rock, as Gerald's starting to come around him as well on the outside. Right behind these guys. Oh, as we got a change for the lead, John Theodore is making a pass for the lead here on Derek Myers. John's going for the inside run, and he just got the move done going into turn 1 and 2. And now Steve is looking very threatening on the back of Derek as well. Steve wants to get some points for leading a lap and leading the most amount of laps, because that's going to be the best chance he's going to have of getting the win in the championship, especially with Tommy down in 9th position. John takes to the apron. Derek goes for the slightly higher line. And now Derek has come across to the inside of John. Amazing battle for the lead here. Got 5-car battle, almost 6. As we almost go 3 wide for 2nd place there. Steve has started to try and issue a challenge for 2nd. Drop back slightly coming off of turn 4. He's got that momentum, couldn't quite do anything with it. As we see the 21 just about getting to the wall on the exit of turn 2. And Steve now has the inside run on Derek. And Gerald also has an inside run on Derek. What can Gerald do trying to make his way up from 4th there? Derek's still holding on strong around the outside there. It's something we haven't seen much of yet. Starting to slip back on the exit of 2. Steve clean and clear has 2nd position now. As we see Gerald issuing a challenge to the inside of Derek. Can he get the move made into turn 4? Not quite clear yet. He'll probably clear him going into 1 and 2. As we see John Theodore is now clean and clear in the lead with Steve right on his tail. And Gerald moved up the track a little bit in 1 and 2. Which gave Derek the momentum up high to try and hold fast, but he's lost out now to Thomas Harmon, who has moved his way up into 4th position. As we see Justin Bowe right behind him starting to get loose. I think Justin got into the wall. Justin's making a trip through the grass there. Let's have a look at what happened. Yep, Justin just got into the wall. So did a few guys, including the 12 and the 17. A couple of guys taking a trip through the grass there. As we go back to focusing on this lead pack, we still got John Theodore in the lead of this race. Steve right on his tail still. Looks like these guys are starting to calm down a little bit and just run single file, trying to gap the rest of the field. And just as I say that, it looks like Derek is going to try and make a move on Thomas there for the 4th position. Derek has the inside run, but looks like Thomas at the moment still has the momentum. Derek can't quite match that momentum. As we see, we've got a battle for the lead as well now. Steve has dived to the inside of John and is trying to take Gerald with him. Steve claims victory for that lap, taking the lead, and demotes John back into 2nd position as Gerald got into the wall on the entrance of turn 1 there. John now cuts back to the inside of Steve. Can John get a run back on Steve on the inside, going through 3 and 4? Gerald is still right there in 3rd, just waiting for one of these two to make a mistake so he can capitalize on it. And we have another safety car come out. Now obviously we'll focus on that battle at the front, so we didn't see what it was. Oh, we see the 29 car there. Let's see what's happened to him. Oh, the 18 got up into him on the exit of 2. The 12 gave the 18 a punt for his troubles. And the 29 has gone for a big spin on the infield there. Thought he could have it saved, but came just back out onto the track. That was Dustin German. As we're going to go back to our live feed right now. John Theodore in the lead, Steve Turner 2nd. Gerald West 3rd and Thomas Harmon 4th. Everyone's coming into pit except for Brandon Bennett, who stayed out there. And Brandon Bennett still was not credited with leading that lap. John just got over the control line before he did. As everyone has pitted except for Brandon Bennett. Looks like Steve Turner comes out of the pits first. Gerald West hot on his heels. Looks like John has come out behind Tommy Bordeaux. Not sure what happened to John there in the pit cycle, but it doesn't look like it was very good. As we see a couple of guys spending a long time in the pits, including Justin Bowe, Randy Baker, and Dustin German. As we come across the control line, we're going to get the updated standings. Steve Turner is officially scored as first. Gerald West is second. Derek Myers is third. Thomas Harmon fourth. Tommy Bordeaux in fifth. John Theodore is in sixth. Jaron Sanchez seventh. Brian Beach eighth. Logan Lansford ninth. Travis Massier 10th. Mark Pentecoff 11th. Jay Sharlington 12th. Matt Burgess in 13th. And it looks like we're going to have Justin Bowe in 14th and Brandon Bennett 15th. With Brian Stones in 16th, Randy Baker and Dustin German have both gone a lap down. As I see Jay Shullington in the 3 going into the pits now. So this is going to be good for Steve, because these are laps led in the books. The more of these he leads, even if they're under caution, the more chance he's going to get the most laps led. He just needs to come home with a win after that. I think Randy Baker and Justin German must be DNFs in this race, because they've now gone a couple laps down. We've got 16 cars still on the lead lap. As we're getting ready, we've racked them and stacked them, and we're ready to go for the restart of this race. Pace car's gone in, Steve controls the start, and he's off and away. We're back to green flag conditions in the final round of the Output Racing League for 2018. Looks like Gerald West managed to get a good enough start to hold on to P2. But Thomas Harmon trying to go around the outside of Derek for P3. And he holds on to it, so we now got Thomas Harmon in 3rd position. That is a net gain of 14 positions for Thomas in this race. As we go back in the field a little bit there, it looks like we've got a lot of 2x2 action here in the mid-pack. Got Jaron, we got Brian Beach, got 17 of Travis Massia, the 31 of Logan Lansford, and Justin Bowe there as well. Jaron must have gotten a horrible run through 3 and 4. He's lost all those positions there. This definitely drops Jaron right down the order, down to 11th, I think that is. As we see, even Matt Burgess is going to come around the outside of Jaron now. Jaron might have some damage. That'll put Jaron down to 12th, almost 13th. But Jaron is definitely starting to drop like a rock. As we go back in to check on our leaders, Steve still has a pretty good hold on the lead here. Gerald West still right behind him in 2nd, Thomas Harmon 3rd, Derek Myers 4th, and John Theodore is 5th. As we're 33 laps down of 80, just 47 to go at the line. So we are almost halfway through this race. If you are watching one of the guys who is streaming this race on their Twitch channels, then you have 6 3/4 laps to place your bet on their channel. because bets will close halfway through the race. But what a turnaround for Steve Turner. He caused the first caution by being in the wrong gear on the start, and now he is leading the race with Tommy Bordeaux down in P6. But how is this run by Thomas Harmon? Up from 17th, sitting in position 3. We've seen him do this once previously this season. I think he really just wants that $5 bonus for getting the Hard Charger award. Because if he can do it, he'll be the only double winner of the Hard Charger award.
And if my memory serves me right, he might have won that race too.
Let me just go back and have a quick check. Actually no. He went from 11th to 5th in that race.
He did have a multiple round win streak going on.
He did, but that was not one of the races in which he won. That was all the way back in round 9, so just a few rounds ago. Where were they for round 9? So this is how bad my memory is.
Gerald West is on the inside of Steve Turner. Thomas Harmon wanting to get a piece of this pie as well, but doesn't get in the draft.
And Gerald has indeed gotten that move done. Relegates Steve Turner back into the 2nd position. And Steve's not going to be happy about that. Steve wants to lead as many of the laps as he can, and he's hoping, very hoping, that Tommy Bordeaux makes a mistake and can get taken out of this race. Looks like Tommy's actually starting to make a move on the 21 of John Theodore back in the pack a little bit as well. These guys
now
are...
Thomas Harmon is up to 2nd.
And that relegates Steve Turner back into 3rd. It's been an amazing run for Thomas this race. He is now up 15 positions from his original starting position. And Steve's tyres must just be feeling that little bit second hand. As we come up to start lap 40, this is the last lap that people can get their bets in on their respective streamers' channel. And it looks like Thomas is going to try and make his way up to take a move on Gerald West as well. If Thomas can do this and pull this off, then this will be the biggest hard charger that we're going to have for this season. And it seems that something's gone wrong and I have been booted from the session. So just give me a second, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
done pretty good in turn 3 and 4.
No problem, Derek.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back on the broadcast. Sorry about that. I'm not sure what happened, but we are back. Looks like a little bit of a technical hitch on my side of things. As we're looking, Gerald West is still in the lead by a large margin over Thomas Harmon now. See, Derek Myers is in third. Steve Turner is back in the fourth, and John Theodore has slipped back into fifth. Just one in front of Tommy Bordeaux, who is going to be looking like our champion-elect for this race.
And now Derek goes on the inside of Thomas in turn 3 and 4, but it does not stick for the time being. But he just hit his nose out for the start finish line.
You can see now the 22 is there as well. That's Brian Stones. He is a couple laps down, as we are 50 laps into this race, coming up on just 30 laps to go. And Thomas has now officially dropped back into the third position, and he's going to look high on Derek Myers there. Can he get that move done? No. The momentum up high is just not enough to carry Thomas around him. Looks like we might actually see the possibility of having green flag stops shortly, as things have definitely started to string out a little bit. I think it's also time that we should go through the field a little bit. As we alluded to earlier, we've got Gerald West in the lead with Derek Myers second, Thomas Harmon in third. We've got John Theodore sitting in P4. Tommy Bordeaux right behind him in fifth. Looks like Steve's actually gone for a green flag stop, so we're not going to go through the field. We've got a lot of people starting to come in for their pit stops. There's Derek Myers in the pit lane right now. Actually, no, sorry, that was Jared West. And Derek Myers is still on track.
27 pit mid flap.
So we're just going to wait for the green flag pit stop cycles to cycle through, and then we're going to go through the field. We see John Theodore's going into the pits now. Derek is still staying out on track. He's going to have fresher tyres later on.
And he takes out one of those entrance cones.
Got 5 guys who haven't done a pit stop yet. That's Derek Myers, Tommy Bordeaux, Matt Burgess, Jaron Sanchez, Logan Lansford, and Justin Botello. Everyone else has made a pit stop. So far, Gerald West is leading the bunch who have made their green flag stops. And now I can see Tommy Bordeaux and Jaron Sanchez has also just hit pit road, along with Justin Botello, leaving just 3 out on track on the lead lap. It looks like Derek's going to make his green flag stop now, as we see him coming down pit road. Beautifully stopped on the control line. Matt Burgess is coming in as well. Logan Lansford has stayed out and is going to assume the lead of this race. We haven't talked much about Logan in this race because he hasn't been one of the fastest, but he is out there in front right now. And he's making his way onto the apron. He's going to make his pit stop this time by as well.
and he gets it slowed down enough in time before the control line.
Now we have to wait for the next lap around to see where things are going to start to pan out as far as our top guys go. Looks like our camera has started to focus on Derek. We'll find out what it is going to be when everyone crosses the line. Justin Bowe looks like he had to make another pit stop. He might have gotten a commitment line violation. Either that or what I'm looking at is completely wrong, which is also a possibility. And we officially have Steve Turner in the lead of the race. He got the undercut on everyone else by pitting early. Gerald West P2, Thomas Harmon's third, Brian Beach in fourth, Derek Myers is down into fifth, Tommy Bordeaux's P6, Travis Massier seventh, Matt Burgess eighth, Jaron Sanchez is ninth, Brandon Bennett 10th, Justin Botello is 11th, John Theodore's down into 12th, Logan Lansford is in 13th. Still waiting on a couple of people to cross the line so things can start to even out a little bit better as far as the timing monitor goes.
As all that has been happening, Gerald West has just made a upper position to get the lead.
And right on Steve's tail now is the 38 of Thomas Harmon. It's plain to see when Thomas wants to be a hard charger, he will make himself the hard charger. And it looks like things have all evened out now. Mark Pentecoff is a lap down in 16th. Brian Stones is 15th at risk of going a lap down. Jay Shallington is also at risk of going a lap down in 14th. As our leaders catch up to Brian there, Brian wisely pulls down to the apron to let the leaders by. The next victim on our top threes list will be the 3 of Jay Shallington. Gerald is now starting to pull away from Thomas, who has assumed a second position from Steve. Steve is still right there, just behind Thomas. And Derek has made his way back up into fourth. It also looks like my timing monitor has gone a little bit crazy with Jaron, saying he's 59 seconds behind the lead. We're going to go have a look at him. He's indeed not 50 seconds behind the lead. He's right on the tail of Brandon Bennett, trying to get that ninth position away from him. We now look at the 21 of Derek Myers, who's made his way back up into 4th, marching on his way back to our top 3. We have a look at Steve, who has now started to lose a little bit of touch with Thomas in front of him, as they have both lost touch with Gerald in the 86 machine. And our leaders now should be starting to come up towards the back of Jay Shallington in the 3 car. It's just a couple of seconds up the road from these guys. As we're coming up to complete lap 68. Which will mean that we've only got 12 laps to go in this race. The final race of the season for the Output Racing League. The final race for the B car for now. As we're now looking back at Thomas Harmon in the 38 car, who, as I said earlier, has a little bit of a gap over Steve Turner in 3rd place right now. And Steve and the leaders are all being caught by Derek, who has cut down the lead by a second in the last time we've caught up with him. As we now go back to focusing on the 86 car of Gerald, as he's coming up on the 3 of Jay Shallington. Jay's only a couple of seconds up the road. He's doing laps not too dissimilar from our leading group here. He's only about a 1/10 of a lap slower. The fastest time for the last lap was actually done by Derek Myers in 4th. With a 31.855, which is about 3/10 faster than our leader right now, Gerald West. See, Steve is steadily dropping back into the clutches of Derek, only 9/10 in front of him now. Derek is charging hard with his fresher tyres. It might be very soon we could see one more green flag pit stop just for fresh tyres. I know some people might be ballsy enough to attempt it. As Steve is only about half a second in front of Derek now. Derek is charging at Steve and charging hard. As we come up to start lap 75, we're almost at 15 laps to go. we're going to go back to looking at the leader now as he's starting to catch up to a lot of the lap traffic. And just in front of Jay is the 20 of Justin Botello and the 27 of John Theodore, who is not having the best of runs here in his debut race for the Output Racing League. But this is a very cool, calm and collected race here by Gerald West. All he needs to do is just hold on.
Hold off for just those few laps that are on their way.
The fastest lap of the last, or the fastest time of the last lap is now a 32.215 set by Thomas Harmon, who was about 3/10 faster than Gerald West there. Oh, sorry, 3/100 faster than Gerald. And we see Matt Burgess has made his way around Brian Beach to take over the 6th position. And Derek has closed right in on Steve. I think Derek actually has the position over Steve now. And in fact, he does. Derek is now in 4th, which relegates, now in 3rd, which relegates Steve down into P4. Steve will be kicking himself for that. And now Derek is going to start charging on his way towards the 38 of Thomas Harmon. Let's see if he can get that 2nd position. As we now are onto our last lap of this race. Lap 80 of 80. We're going to go back to Gerald, who has now gotten around Mark Pentecoff. In fact, Mark has just come back out of the pits, I think. He comes around turn 3 and 4 for the final time in this race. And he has done this quite comfortably. Final round of 2018 in the B car. Gerald West is your winner. Second place.
Second race.
Second place goes to Thomas Harmon. 3rd, Derek Myers. 4th is Steve Turner. 5th will be Tommy Bordeaux. 6th place goes to Matt Burgess. 7th, Brian Beach. 8th, Travis Massier. 9th will go to Logan Lansford. 10th will be Jaron Sanchez. 11th, Brandon Bennett. 12th, John Theodore. And 13th will be Justin Botello, the last car on the lead lap.
And I just got word that Tommy Bordeaux has won the championship.
As we see
So well
Gerald's
done on
celebration right now. I don't know what's going on with my iRacing. Something weird just happened there as well. As Gerald goes up to collect his checkered flag, we're going to go to a quick break, guys, and we'll be right back very shortly. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and we've got our third place getter for this race, Derek Myers. Derek, how are you doing, man? Your second race with the Output Racing League, and you're on the podium again. Derek, you there, man?
Yeah. Can you hear me now? My mic was having issues.
Yeah, we can hear you now, man.
Oh yeah. It was a good race. Second race in the league. I'm ready for next season already. And these two races had great racing. I think we only had one caution this race, and it was a lot of fun. And I should have there at the end probably pitted 4 laps sooner than what I was, but I thought I could maybe get him back with fresher tires there. But third place at a solid finish, I'll take it. And congrats to Jerry, one of my great friends. I'm glad he got the win.
Yeah, we've seen you take that really late pit stop there at the end, and we were thinking, he's trying to go for the overcut. He wants those fresher tires for late in the run. So how much thinking did you go through before you decided that that was what you were going to go with?
I mean, I didn't know that when they were gonna pit, but I mean, I'd rather have the best tires there at the end, and I'd rather be charging up through there as opposed to them coming back to me. I mean, in hindsight, I guess I should have maybe been more aware and saw that when Jerry was pitting. But once I saw him pit and then me go around, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna run this thing till it's empty and come out and have fresh tires. But it didn't work. But it was fun driving back up through there though.
Alright, well that's awesome to hear, man, and I'm glad you had some fun. Are we going to see you back for Season 3 of the Output Racing League in the C-Trucks?
Yes, you will. I plan on running the full schedule.
Oh, that is awesome to hear, man. We look forward to seeing that. Alright, while we got you up here, man, who do you have to thank for helping you out racing here today?
I'd like to thank my parents and their good Wi-Fi connection. Pretty good. And then, good. I haven't been blinking in a long time. But no, I'd like to congratulate Jerry on winning. Though, if I can't win, I'd love to see him win. He did it today. So good job.
Alright, well thank you very much, man. We'll see you in mid-January for the start of Season 3. And congratulations on your third place.
Yeah, thank you. And thank you guys for broadcasting the race.
Not a problem there. You have
Alrighty.
a good one.
Alright guys, so that was our third place, Derek Myers in the 21. Coming up next, we have the man, the myth, the legend, the overall Hard Charger Award winner. And it's so good that I've actually got to go to iRacing itself to put it onto him, because apparently my camera changer software is not working for me for him, because he is just that elusive. We have the 38 of Thomas Harmon.
Been a couple weeks, guys.
It has
We
indeed.
missed you up here, buddy. We nearly had to put out the red carpet for you, nearly.
I just had to get those bad races out of the way.
Yeah, indeed. And so let's talk about qualifying.
It was a good lap. I liked it. I thought I was going to get the pole with that lap.
You can tell it's the end of the season, because this is where everything just falls apart in the commentary booth.
Yeah, I wanted to start in the back, and I knew we had to turn a qualified lap, so I decided to turn a.
And so this is officially your second Hard Charger Award, starting from the back.
And the only person to have done it twice.
Yeah, you are the only winner this season to receive the Hard Charger Award twice, so you automatically win the Hard Charger Award overall.
Sweet.
And
I will take that.
thanks to our sponsor Speedway Memes, facebook.com/Speedway Memes 69, you will receive $5 into your account.
That's awesome.
Alright, so let's talk about the race. So you started at the back, and we had that drama very early on where someone was in the wrong gear off the start. And then we had that other incident later on, which involved Jaron and Steve. How was it like for you carving your way through all of that?
The on the start of the race, I knew that there was some sort of checkup or something, because they all started. I could see them starting to check up, so I just moved to the middle and picked up about 8 or 9 spots, and then on that very next restart, I didn't think I went under Jaron on the front stretch, and I didn't think that me and him would be 3 wide with I don't know what car it was on the far outside, and then he got into Steve, and I saw Steve starting to slide across the front of me, so I had to lock him up to avoid getting into him. And with that being the tone of the race early, I was praying for some green, and we got it, thankfully.
Yeah, we definitely got a lot of green flag run there towards the end. And let's talk about the green flag pit stops. You know, we know that they're going to happen every now and then, but we never really planned for it properly. But we do see a lot of people still do green flag pit stop simulations during practice. How well practiced were you for the green flag stop?
Not really at all. I worked on a little bit in practice, but I usually ended up in the wall or backwards, sideways, anywhere but any direction but the right direction, and still using the clutch as a brake. That makes things extremely interesting, and it yeah, did what I could with it. It worked.
Well, it definitely did work because you got the hard charger and second place. I'm not sure where this puts you overall in the standings, but I know you're fairly up there. I think this might be P3 overall for you.
Yeah, I took over P3 from Jaron last week after last week's race, and then finished ahead of him this week and didn't lead any laps, but got the 0x bonus point, and yeah, I should stay ahead of.
Alright, man. Well, while we got you up here, is there anyone you'd like to thank for giving you a hand this season?
Yeah, shout out to you guys up in the booth for broadcasting it to everybody. Speedway Memes for the Hard Charger Award twice now. Jaron for putting on the league. S2R for being teammates and helping me when needed, and all the other racers out there that made it interesting, made it fun. Made me work my tail off there at the end, but still fun, and I enjoy every bit of it.
Alright, well, thank you for coming out for most of the races this season. I'm sure if you started from the very first round, you'd probably be battling for that win as well. But you know what? It's good to see you come out and race regardless.
Fun league, and nice and friendly between the drivers, and it definitely should keep people coming.
Alrighty, man. Well, we'll see you back mid-January next year for season 3 in the C Trucks.
I will be there.
See you then, buddy.
Alrighty, guys. That was
Have a good one, guys.
Our overall Hard Charger Award winner, Thomas Harmon. He's going to be very happy with that $5 in his iRacing account. Coming up next, he's only been here for 2 weeks, and 2 weeks in a row, we're going to speak to him. Getting a win in his second race, we have the 86 of Gerald West. Gerald, man, second week in a row, you're back here talking to us. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good now. You know, it was a fun race, man. The guys did great out there. You know, love doing the long run thing. It's more my style. So it really worked out for me. The car was great tonight. Almost had a little misfortune there coming on the pit road, but we managed to make it down there.
Yeah, you managed to make it down there and make it back to the front of the pack to get that win. Let's talk about those last few laps there before you started pulling away from Steve. Did you think you might have been in a little bit of trouble there, knowing that he came out of the pits in front of you?
Oh yeah, you know, seeing how far ahead he was and me only having that 1 lap fresher tires, he was the reason why I went on the pit row. It was kind of a last minute call, but I seen in my mirror he pulled in, so I was getting my pit stop ready, you know, but very lucky coming. Let's just say that I got very lucky coming into pit road there. So it could have been a race breaking call, man, because you know I don't know. Probably should have stayed out one more lap, but giving him another lap out there, I would have just been that much further back. And I can't believe I got to him like I did though, because he is really fast.
Yeah, well, man, it just goes to prove that, as far as these cars go, at the moment, you are the man on the pace. Um, are we going to expect to see you for season 3 in the C trucks?
Oh yeah, I'm not a big fan of the trucks, but of course, yeah, I'll be out there racing around. Love racing all around, so just put me in something and I'll show up. But yeah, I made a little mistake there qualifying there, and Derek Myers got the pole, so that kind of started off the race a little choppy for me. I would have liked to start up front, so I kind of pulled that little pit strategy off, faking him staying on the track there. But I kind of lost some spots getting off of pit row there. Unfortunately for sim racing, you can drive through pit stalls, so being up front really doesn't benefit like it does in the real world on NASCAR. Because you got to turn out of your box or whatever. But I don't know if y'all caught that last lap there. Actually, the second to the last lap, but that was a little tricky.
Yeah, coming up to lap traffic is always a little bit tricky, especially on older tires. We know that from personal experience ourselves. But yeah, I do actually get what you're saying about the whole pit road thing. That's really what makes this more game than simulator in some ways. But as far as things go, this is still one of the best commercially, well, residentially available simulators that you can get out there, in my honest opinion.
I would have to agree with that. Yeah, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying it makes it tougher on us on pit road because, you got cars driving through each other there and kind of losing a spot or two. It really means a lot out there when you're fighting with guys that are really that fast. So every little tenth of a second or half a tenth of a second counts here in this game. And that's part of it, man. You just got to put your head down and go back to work.
Yeah, well, that's it at the end of the day, man. Now, while we got you up here, is there anyone that you'd like to thank for helping you out in these final 2 races of the season?
Oh yeah, I'd like to thank all the drivers that showed up out there tonight, man. I was really impressed by how much they respect each other and how much fun it is over here to race with these guys. The long green flag runs. So everybody that was on the track tonight, I had a whole lot of fun, man. So really want to give a big shout out to them. And of course, SRTV Network on the hood, Sim Race TV. But you guys up in the booth, man, for doing what you do. The admins over here for putting on this great show, man, getting us all together, letting us go out there and have some fun. And everybody that's out there watching, man, we appreciate it.
All right, well, thank you very much, man. Congratulations on the win. And we'll look forward to seeing you mid-January in the C Trucks.
Hey, man, thanks, Corey.
Have a good break, buddy.
Thank you, bud.
Alrighty, guys, so that was our race winner, Gerald West in the 86 car. Next guy we have to talk to. We've got a lot of people to talk to today, but the next one coming up just a little bit short, but nevertheless one of the better guys we've got on the track, the 13 of Steve Turner.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Not bad, man. How are you going?
Good. We tried everything we could do, and it just came up a little bit short. Good season overall, though.
Yeah, overall, it's definitely been a very awesome season. It's been a close battle between you and Tommy pretty much the entire season. Let's talk a little bit about that kind of a rivalry. Just being that close in points, fighting it out every week. How much fun is it, man?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I finished top 5 every race except for Vegas. So if we could have got rid of that race and then maybe got a couple more wins that we kind of threw away during the whole season, I think we would have been a little bit closer. But I tried to keep him as honest as I could there, and he finished 1 spot behind me. So there's not much I can do when he's that good.
Yeah, but in that token, in all respects, you are that good as well, man. I believe next season when we go back to the trucks, I think you guys are going to be close battling for that top again, especially when we got the likes of like Gerald West and Derek Myers in the mix as well. I think it's going to be a very close 4, possibly 5-way battle for next season's win.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna be fun. There's a lot of new guys that just came in at the end of the season that are real fast, so be some more stern competition for everybody. So it'll be interesting to see what happens.
It will indeed. All right, man. While we got you up here, who do you have to thank for helping you out for this entire season?
I'd like to give Jaron a shout out. He almost wrecked us again tonight. He wrecked us at Talladega, but all honesty, Jaron put on a great league this year. Give a shout out to you guys up in the booth, broadcasting every week, putting on a good show. Everybody over in the Twitch channel on my side that gave me follows, helped me, chatted me with it through the race, and then just like to thank Output Racing. See you guys next year.
All right. Well, before we let you go, there is one thing that we do have to talk about, Steve. What happened on the start of the race?
I knew that was coming. You know, I always say, like, you watch a restart and the guy starts in fourth, and in my head I'm like, how the hell do you do that? Like, how do you not know you're not in the right gear? Well, that was me tonight. I had the car in fourth gear and went to go, and I was like, oh shit! So I turned left, and luckily Tommy didn't die and nobody else died, so we dodged a bullet there.
Well, you say no one else died, but we did have a caution. Unfortunately, Brian Stones, I think it was a victim of that incident with all the checkup that happened.
Oh god, yeah, that was not my best moment, and that was the start of the championship race weekend. So that was a great way to start it.
Well, it definitely provided a little bit of entertainment for us up here in the booth, especially when we got word through of what happened.
Yeah, that was not a good moment for me.
Alright, well, thank you very much for coming out, Steve. Congratulations on being second place overall for the whole season. I mean, that just goes to show that consistency does count, especially in a 12-round season.
Alright, thanks guys. Have a good one.
You too, Steve.
Alrighty, guys, that was Steve Turner in the 13. Finished P2 overall. Next up, it is the man of the moment. He has battled hard all season. He's had a fierce rivalry with Steve. They've been trading blows and passes and fastest laps and wins and even a couple of hard charger awards between them. And he has come out on top. And of course, I'm talking about the one and the only, the 57 of Tommy Bordeaux. Tommy, man, what a season it has been for you.
Yeah, thanks, Corey. It sure has been. This has just been a fantastic season for the TommyBordeaux.com Ford Mustang. Since race one, I knew I felt like I had a shot at doubling up on championships here at Output Racing League. And through the ups and downs all season long, to come out on top is quite the feat. And just happy to be here. And yeah, it's been a great season. I wanted to win this race tonight, but this championship's what I wanted. And I just know that Steve kept me honest all season long, and it did come down to the last race. It wasn't clinched until this, and like I always say, don't give up till it's over. And tonight it just went my way, and I'm just so thankful and blessed to come out here and win a championship again. Feels so good.
So let's talk about this race in particular. So you started from 5th, right behind Steve, and he starts in 4th off the start of the race. What goes through your mind when you see that there's that one car in front of you that didn't go when the green flag come out?
Well, it was a bummer, first of all, because usually I never get good starts, even if they're on the green. So I was like, oh man, I'm getting a good start. And of course, come find out he's in 4th gear, so I kind of got to step on the brakes a little bit. And my concern, I was worried about hitting Steve, but of course, on the other hand, you got to worry about a whole field behind you. And I think I only had some light contact, so really came out of it not too badly damaged. So, but it was worrying. I mean, moments like that, and there was another wreck early on in the race, were pretty scary to go through. But at the end of the day, yeah, remained still in the hunt, and that's what mattered in the end.
So yeah, towards the end of the race there, we seen that you were starting to charge back up through the field, and you ended up working your way back up to 5th, and that was probably the championship deciding moment right there. What was it like just throughout the entire race, and in fact throughout the entire season, just knowing that you could be so close to disaster at any moment.
Yeah, that's the thing with racing. You never know what's going to happen at every corner. I knew tonight I needed to race big picture. The TimeBordeaux.com Ford Mustang needed to come home and finish the race. My goal was to take the checkered flag, and I didn't have maybe winning pace necessarily, but just to get up in the top 5, even top 10 was just going to be enough. So I knew if I could make it to the finish, it'd be all mine. And luckily, I was able to do that tonight. And just what a great championship! I'm so excited. I'm tired, and my voice is shot from yelling after crossing the line. But Corey, I got to tell you, it was a fun season. I just had an absolute blast here tonight.
Well, that's absolutely awesome to hear, man. And we know you've got a long list of people to thank for helping you out throughout the entire season. So let's hear it, man. Who do you have to thank for helping you out here?
Absolutely. You know how it always goes. First and foremost, got to thank my teammates, Austin Hakes and Joseph Weaver. I know they're watching tonight, and I wish they could have raced tonight, but they're two of my best friends. Obviously, Davey Hazard as well, Joey Fulford, Mikey Morata, everybody at the Fast Racing League. They're really good friends of mine. Obviously, my family for supporting me. I mean, I know it's sim racing and it's kind of silly, but at the same time, it means a lot to me. My family means a lot to me. I love them, and they mean a lot to me. And I probably said that like 3 times now, but they do mean a lot to me. So, and of course, would be remiss if I didn't mention Cal Poly Racing. That group is one of my favorite parts of my day to interact with them and build cool cars together and be able to drive it. They're my best friends out here, and they're so smart and talented and skilled, and I care about all of them so much. It's a great group to be with, and I'm so happy to be a part of that great team. And of course, yeah, as always, go check out TommyBordeaux.com. It's the best website on the net. We got a Twitter out now at Tommy_Bordeaux, and Corey, what a great season. Thanks to Jaron for putting on this whole deal. You guys for broadcasting. It's been one heck of a ride.
It has indeed, man. And, congratulations on being the returning, the defending, and now again, the reigning champion of the Output Racing League.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to making it 3 next season.
I think then we'll have to make you a bit of a crown and a cape, mate.
I'll take whatever I can get.
We'll start calling you King Tommy.
Oh,
and even bring out the red carpet to your car, mate.
My ego's not that big. It takes a lot of work to win one of these things, so we'll keep it simple.
But we also had a fun time riding along with you when we tuned in.
I had a blast. Thanks to everyone, of course, at home watching. You guys for broadcasting. I know it's been a long season, but it feels so good to be the man on top at the end. Let me tell you.
Alrighty, Tommy. Well, thank you very much for your time, man. We'll let you get back to doing what you do best. And again, congratulations on winning the season.
Thank you very much, Corey.
Alrighty, guys.
Congratulations, Tommy.
So that was the 57 of Tommy Bordeaux, our champion for the 2nd time in a row. And what an amazing season that has been. Speaking of amazing, let's bring in now our league owner and operator, the 4 of Jaron Sanchez. Jaron, man, what a season it has been.
It's been a real good season. I gotta agree with you there. This especially towards the end, it got pretty exciting getting a lot of these new faces in and a lot of fast guys. It seems like the season's really getting a lot more competitive just all of a sudden. And I mean, it was before. Don't get me wrong, it was hard to win a race, but now next season it's gonna be. If you win a race next season, that says something because it's gonna be tough.
And let's hope you don't run out of fuel in the opening race.
No, I got a new fuel man, and that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I think for next season, the 2 hardest things that are gonna be is trying to win, as you mentioned, but also trying to get that elusive hard charger award. I mean, we've only got one double winner of the hard charger award, and that was Thomas.
Yeah, another thing that's gonna make it harder. Well, I'm going to be going over everything, all the rules and stuff, but we're probably going to get rid of the mandatory qualify because it's not real something I haven't really been enforcing, and we just noticed that at the end of the season here. So without the mandatory qualify, people are going to be wanting to start from the back, which might cause problems. We might have to change that. I'm not sure. We'll see what happens, but people are going to be going after that hard charge award, it seems like.
Yeah, and you know what? I do invite them to do so, but they've got to have the skill to be able to pull it off at the end of the day.
Yep, we'll be looking over everything.
So speaking of the new season, we're going back to the C trucks. Have you got any surprises for us track-wise that could possibly be coming up?
Well, yeah, I think we go ahead and tell everybody we're definitely gonna be going to Eldora. We're gonna be doing a dirt race in the trucks, probably mid-season. I don't know. We're still thinking about a road track, but we don't know for sure. But we're definitely gonna hit the dirt next season.
It'll surely make things interesting with the dirt, and even if you bring in the road course.
Yeah, it's definitely gonna mix up the standings for sure. It's gonna be kind of a wild card.
So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You have heard it officially. Next season, Season 3 Output Racing, we're going to Eldora.
I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun.
Alrighty, Jaron. Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for putting on this season, and thank you for enlisting us to help broadcast it for you.
Oh, thank you guys. You guys have done a good job all season, and to watch how you guys have gotten better all season is from day one to now. It's just you guys are really on top of your game and getting it done. And I got some ideas for next season too, but we'll go over that later.
Yeah, we definitely will. Alrighty, guys, so we're going to wrap this up here. We want to thank you all on behalf of myself, Brogan, and Jaron for coming out and watching these league races. The support you guys have shown us in the chat and just in general has been amazing. If you're still sticking around, thank you so much for sticking around to the end of the broadcast. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to the channel and like the video. And put on the notification bell so you can keep up to date with when we are going live again next season. And it's going to be an amazing season. Coming off of this one, we're expecting some big things. So again, thank you all so much for coming out. We're going to end this right here. And we will see you guys in the middle of next season for the start of Season 3 of the Output Racing League.